Hey, welcome back to Bay Area and Beyond. And today I'm going to show you Amphitheater. It's called Rock Springs, but they renamed it. It's originally called Rock Springs. And then I'm going to take you to the top of Mount Tam and show you the ring road, the ring trail that goes around the top of the mountain. So why don't you come with me and let's go check it out. A little plaque here about the theater. And a little outline of Mount Tam. Now, Mount Tam is called the Sleeping Lady, and you can see her hair, and it looks like a woman sleeping. So you can hear the wind. We're predicting the wind on Tuesday up here to be 80 miles an hour, which is insane. But it's already pretty windy. So Mount Tamalpais is a 2,500 foot high mountain, and as a kid or a teenager I used to hike up here all the time. A lot of great hiking trails. It's not too hard. You could, if you were in shape, you could hike to the top in probably a couple hours, maybe a little more than that. So here's another thing. They had a lot of plays up here. They still do when it's not COVID. And then there's various signs here. There's a parking lot up there. And then down here is a place they call Boot Jack. But here is the theater. And all the seats are made out of these stone. So they have they call them mountain plays. And a flagpole there. So it used to be a stage down there. If I can find some photos online, I'll throw them in the video so you can see what it was like. But they used to have concerts here. Now, way off into the distance there is the little island. I don't know if you can see it. Is Alcatraz, and then that bigger island in front of us is Angel Island. Then the one that has a bunch of houses on it to the left, farthest away, is Belvedere. And then as you come closer, there's a part of Mill Valley called Strawberry. And then on the right side, where you see all the white, looks like boats, which it is the town of Sausalito. And then the bridge in the very background there is the Bay Bridge. And then straight ahead, if you draw a straight line all the way down, the city of Oakland. So let's go check this mountain theater out a little bit more for you guys. So I did see a play here when I was a kid, but I remember I was antsy and it was super hot and I just wanted to leave, so I can't even tell you what play it was, because it does get very hot up here. This is The elevation up here is probably close to 2,000 feet. Top of the mountain is 25. So there's a lot of fog in the Bay Area in the summertime, but this is usually above the fog. So it can get extremely warm up here. Looks like a tree fell. And that round thing, I guess, is a water well, or I don't know. It's pretty old. Yeah, there's a pipe coming out of it. Yeah, it looks like an old water tank made out of stone. Which is interesting. I guess they probably put the stone on it to look more like nature. So there's a better view. Of the whole mountain theater. And over here, down here, there's a trail. I might as well walk down and show you, because around the corner is a great view. I had a friend of mine growing up, and he got me into hiking. He'd call me up and go, "You want to go for a hike?" And at first I wasn't really excited about it, but then I got more into it. I got more into shape, and I got to a point where we would hike from downtown Mill Valley all the way up to the top of Mount Tam. I was probably 14, 15 years old at that time. Now, I'm so out of shape from COVID and sitting around, I probably couldn't do anything. You hear the wind in the trees? Look up there. I don't know if you can see, but I'm going to hold the camera and be quiet for a minute. The wind is blowing those trees like mad. So if you're wondering about wildlife up here, there's lots of deer. We do have coyotes, wild turkeys. There are mountain lions in the area. However, I've never seen one, thankfully. We do have dangerous snakes in the summer. We have rattlesnakes. And I've actually seen, in my lifetime, I've seen about 5 of them on Mount Tam. And good news is they shake their tail to let you know that they're around, usually. So in the summer, when you're hiking, you want to keep your eyes out for rattlesnakes, because the color of them completely blends into the trail you're walking on. So yeah, this is Rock Springs Amphitheater on Mount Tamalpais. So I'd come down to the bottom. They have this little, I'm not sure what that would have been used for. Maybe the performers from the play. But you can see it's a good sized amphitheater here. Do a little pan. And they've since added this area up here, which I believe is where the controls sound is and stuff. They have this little information booth here. They have astronomy nights up here. You can come and this is all pre-COVID. Become a docent. You notice all the dates are 2018. Astronomy night, it gets, you get away from the city glow. And there's a picture of the Bay Area. It shows you kind of where we are. The Stinson Beach down there. And then Bolinas Ridge. Alright. Got these old buildings here that are restrooms. Nothing fancy about that, but the building's kind of cool. Well, we made it to the top of Mount Tam. Behind me is San Francisco. So I'm going to take you on a walk around the top of Mount Tamalpais. So let's go check it out. Alright. Well, here's the visitor center. They're closed, but maybe I can show you something, but it doesn't look like there's anything to show you down there. You see the ice on the roof? It gets cold up here. I always like to have a dog bowl down there. Yeah, they don't have any windows to peek through or anything. So this is another bronze map of Mount Tamalpais. So Muir Beach here, Muir Woods, and then we got Panoramic Highway, Fern Creek, Camp Eastwood, and we are right here at the top. And right up there is the fire station. And this is representing a dome that in the Cold War was always looking for Russian submarines. So, believe it or not, there was a train that came up here all the way up from Mill Valley, and there's actually pictures of it. Steam train. That picture's from 1899, but it's really popular to take the train up here, and you can see it was called the crookedest railroad in the world. These are the train tracks. And as a kid growing up, I was one of the first kids to do the mountain biking. Mountain biking now is a worldwide phenomenon, but as you probably know, it started here in Marin County, and me and my friends are one of the early people. We used to ride down the old railroad grade, and then zigzag was popular. Zigzag was such a steep trail that you had to keep your rear brake on the whole time and just slide down it. And they don't show it here, but oh, they do show Pipeline. This is one of my favorite ones. You go down this trail here, and then it'd end up in Mill Valley. So the routine of what we did in the late 70s, early 80s is we'd hitchhike in Mill Valley, in the town of Mill Valley, and hopefully a guy with a pickup truck would stop and you could throw your bicycle in, and you get a ride, hopefully either to the top or you get a ride to Pan Toll. And a lot of times if we got a ride to Pan Toll, we take the road that the cars driving down, going down Mount Tam. So as you can see, there are possibilities of seeing mountain lions here. I've never seen one, and I'm thinking about all the times I was riding my bicycle that I'm thankful that I never had one jump out on me. So like I said, there was a train, a steam train that went here, and they built this train museum, which is closed. But what was really cool about the whole thing is a steam train would pull you up to the top of this mountain, and you take a gravity car down. There's a picture of it there. You see that going through the redwoods? They'd actually, believe it or not, they'd coast the whole way down. And this talks about the history of Mount Tam and the railroad. I've always liked trains, so I wish it was still around. Not to be. Greatest sightseeing trip on earth is what it was advertised. And they had a restaurant up here, cafe. Everything's frozen. This is ice on here. It's cold up here today, so I can't really show you. There's a picture there of the car going down, and I don't think this has any windows in it. So I'll definitely have to come back here and shoot another video when COVID's done. Well, if it's, well, there might be a window here. There's one door. You can kind of see there's a sample of a gravity car there, but it's so dark you can't see anything. Alright, let's continue our walk around Mount Tam. I'm going what a lot of people consider the back way, just for a change. And I can tell you, it is cold up here. My hands are numb holding this camera. It's cold and windy. Down there there's a lake. There's 3 lakes. There's Lake Bontempi, Alpine, and Lagunitas. And boy, it's windy. Now I'm pretty sure that lake down there is Lake Lagunitas. Reason I'm not too positive, it's kind of hard to tell from this angle. Funny story though, right over here, when I was a teenager, my mother drove me and my friend up here, and we actually walked down here and we found a little spot to pitch a tent, and we camped overnight. And we were like literally like 13, 14 years old. We thought it was the coolest thing, and we had like a boom box, and we played cards. That's a memory I have of that particular area. Another view. The winds up here now are 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts, and it's 40 degrees, so it's cold. Woo, it's cold. You can see the view over here. So this would be the north side of Mount Tam. It's not a lot over here. There's some towns in the background. Actually, now that I see that golf course in the distance, that would be Alpine Dam or Alpine Lake. Now up here, you see where it's like green, the radio stuff. In the 1950s, this was like Cold War Russian submarine, always looking for subs. They have these huge golf ball looking things up here that had radar. And people, because it was so far up here, they had a whole town up here. There's a bowling alley, there's a swimming pool, store for everybody to buy stuff in. So it was pretty cool. So yeah, it is quite windy up here, quite cold, but also beautiful. Let me show you this. See up there? It's a little cave. Little cool little cave. This is a neat little spot here. It's all this moss growing here. Look at that moss. It's like hair. Thick. It's on the trees down there too. Down there is Larkspur. The town of San Anselmo is over here. And up in that valley is Fairfax. And straight ahead is the town of San Rafael. The bridge off in the distance is called the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge. Do you see the building at the foot of it? Kind of beige color? Well, that is the world famous San Quentin prison. And the mountain off in the distance is Mount Diablo. And that mountain is taller than this mountain. It's this mountain is 2,500 feet, that mountain is 4,000. And way, you can actually see the snow-capped mountains in the distance. Oh, I was telling you I used to ride bicycles. You see that road right there? That used to be one of our favorite roads. We named it Roller Coaster because of the hills. And that one was you'd have to get a ride up to the top of Mount Tam, and you could take Roller Coaster down, and you'd ride your bicycle all the way back to Mill Valley. So it was kind of a trek, but it was a lot of fun. You could get going really fast. I don't even think those roads you can ride on anymore. Okay, now we turn the corner. Sorry about the sniffles. I have a mask on and my nose is cold. So there's a rock down there. That's Summit Rock. And I used to hike up to that. And one time I hiked up and I brought a frisbee and I threw it off the rock. It didn't go very far. So somewhere down there is a frisbee. So this is the town of Mill Valley. And another road, a bicycle road that goes down along the ridge there, which we used to take. And that white house down there is called the Ralston Mansion. And then if you can see, there's a red car parked down there. This is Summit Avenue. There's a lot of rock stars that live up here. There's Sammy Hagar had a house here. He might still have a house. The Grateful Dead guys lived up here. And there's a lot of rock stars that lived in Mill Valley, and some of them probably still do. And then this bridge over here, way in the distance, is Sausalito, and San Francisco straight ahead. Here's one of the trails I used to hike, the Hukui Ku Trail. It goes all the way down, winds up. So you could start in downtown Mill Valley in Blythedale Canyon and end up here. Oh, a little squirrel. Hummingbird. But what do you guys think? It's pretty beautiful up here, huh? And this is why, wow, that hummingbirds way up there. Man, those things fly fast. It was like a fighter jet, that hummingbird. So isn't this pretty awesome up here? The views of the Bay Area. So if you guys are in the area, definitely come by. Just be warned, the road up here is a windy road. If you get car sick easily, you're not used to windy roads, you might want to take a Dramamine, because I used to get car sick all the time coming up here. I don't so much anymore. But yeah, there's also people that hike, what am I saying, rock climbers that come up here, as you can see why. And they you know, hike these rocks, and they're allowed to do it. I've seen them do it before, so they must have to get a permit or something. No, someone started a lock tradition. There's I forget where it is. I think France or something. There's a lock tradition like that. A bridge, it's got locks all over it. And here's the little lookout. There's that Summit Rock. Now here you can get a better view of the railroad grade. See how it zigzags? That was actually where the train tracks were. It was a narrow gauge railroad, but it's still, you know, marketed as the narrowest railroad in the world. Crookedest, narrowest. Alright, so we're going to walk a little. I'm kind of doing the loop. Now we're on the south side. I just saw a blue jay. So one of the things I used to do when I was a teenager, I should get a little closer and you can see. I'd get a deli sandwich and a backpack, and we would hike up here And then on this rock here, right, just gonna get to the best angle, right there, you see that dark kind of hole? Well, that's actually a little cave. And I used to hike up there with my friend, and we'd sit in there and drink our soda and have our sandwich and look at the view. That was our reward for hiking to the top of Mount Tam. That's like a secret little cave that no one really knows about. Well, you know about it now. And down there, there's a fire station, but there's also an inn. It's called the Mountain Home Inn, and you can stay here. Not really see any wildlife. Usually you'd see some wildlife to show you guys. Get a better view of where I just came from. It's very quiet up here today. It's Monday afternoon. Well, is it afternoon? Yeah, it's afternoon now. But you come up here in the summer or springtime, and there's a lot of people up here, tourists. Dunshee Trail, 20-minute walk. And you see that golf ball looking thing in the background? That's the Cold War radar dome. Well, that was it. That was the circle. It's not too bad. It was definitely cold on the east side. Remember I told you gotta beware of rattlesnakes? I got a sign up here. And that's definitely the summertime. The wintertime, they're all hibernating. So, one last little view is a brand new picnic table that someone dedicated. That's nice. Alright, so that's the Mount Tamalpais Loop Trail at the top of Mount Tam on a windy day. Thanks for coming along. Well, I hope you enjoyed the top of Mount Tam and Rock Springs Amphitheater today. It's super windy up here. So if you did, please give me a thumbs up, give me a comment that you liked it, and subscribe to my channel. So I'll be doing a lot more of these videos of the Bay Area. And if I go beyond the Bay Area, I'll give you more videos of that too. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.